Hey, good morning, people. Good morning, good morning. This is Spirit Journey. Good morning. Yes. Hello, Friday. Hello, Friday. Yes, Friday in Rwanda. It is November 22, 2024. And it's about, let's see, okay, 5:40 in the a.m. And of course, Labby Boys with me. Let me get the back and put the thought. Hey, good morning, viewer. Good morning. Hey, little Linda. Yeah, Lavender has his another coat on. Yeah, it's cool in the morning and a little cold. Let me get his little face. Come, come in, Lavender. Hello, say hello, baby. Hello, hello. Oh, hello. See his teeth. Some teeth are missing. I love you. Yeah. Yeah. So you see, he got little teeth missing. Yeah, poor baby. You have to brush his teeth when I get home. Yeah, I gotta keep these little pearlies in good health. Yes, good morning, viewers. Thank you for coming on board so soon. Yes, yeah, boy, this week is something. Yeah, I want to talk about some important topics. I want to talk about this YouTuber who was brave enough to share about a nightmare that happened to she and her little children, her two little girls. I want to talk about that. Uh, I'm not sure what country she's from. I want to talk about that. And it's interesting. It's in line. A video I did was about 2 days ago. Okay, there's your baby. Come, we ready to go? Come, you can come. Yes, the ground is wet. Let's go inside. Yeah, I'm sorry. Navigating. Yeah, I was going to do the video yesterday. And I want to talk about, yeah, lavender. I want to talk about lavender. Just briefly about lavender. Yeah, he's back on his medication. Yeah, I think he'll be on it for the rest of his life, people. But his spirit was good yesterday. Yeah, he enjoyed. Yeah, I had to do an errand yesterday, and when I came back, he had his appetite back. Yes, he even had seconds regarding his food. Yes, and I obliged. I didn't give him thirds though. I said, let him hold on with the thirds. But yeah, so when he's in the eating mood, I give him before walks. I give him two baby bananas, like that. Those little baby bananas like that. Gave him two, just to give him fuel. His medication is making him pee a lot. So what I want to do, I want to put a bunch of sea salt. They have this black salt that they give animals here in Rwanda. It has a lot of minerals. It's supposed to have very good properties. So I give like a pinch in his water or maybe under his, because he'll be losing electrolytes and things like that. So I want to take it easy. So that's all with lavender. His mood was very good yesterday. We went for a walk. He was acting like a little bunny rabbit when we get home. So I'm very pleased about that, okay? The next topic, I bought a helmet. Yeah, I'm on these motos. You know, moto is like a motorcycle. I use it to get around, it's like in lieu of a taxi, And I don't like using other people's helmets. Sometimes they're too big or too small. They could be too big or too small, and you don't know who's wearing it. So sanitation. Yeah, so sanitation when because you never know. And just like you're not going to use somebody else's toothbrush, you shouldn't use somebody else's helmet, and you could be like a 100 people using the same helmet, and they don't sanitize. So I want mine. I always like my stuff. You know what I mean? Let me put the zipper down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanna. Yeah, I put a nice one, and so I walked Lavender. We had a breakfast, and then I went to get a helmet, for motorcycle. And I had gotten another company. I saw a man with a beautiful helmet on. I mean, he had in his hand, he was walking. And I asked him where he got his, and he gave me the name. Well, here in Rwanda, you might be given a name, but it's not the name. They, to make a long story short, we had gotten, I went on the app to get the directions. There's no business at that address. So we were lost, and he wanted to charge me more money. I said no. I said, let me just get off here. I'll pay you now. So then I went, I talked to a passerby, young man. I said, hey, I'm trying to find this location. That's when I realized, when we realized it's no business there, or maybe they moved. So he went over to other motorcyclists, and I told him I wanted the helmet. He said, oh, I know where you can get it. I know where it is. So he starts to take me, and what happened now? He runs out of gasoline from his bike, and then switches me over to his buddy. They said, okay, pay me, and then I pay him, and that's what he did. And then we take another, that other motorcyclist. And then he's dropping me off to, wants to drop me off to other places. See, even though you tell him, I want to go to X, Y, and Z, I'm going to get the helmet. But they may feel, oh, well, why go with you? Oh, I know a place. So he drops, he puts me drive to two locations that they do some helmets, but it's not the one that I wanted. I said, please take me to such and such place where I want to go. You said, I told you where I wanted to go. And the guy translated and told you where I wanted to go. So this happened twice. And, but we finally find the place. At least they missed the place. And that establishment told me, he says, oh, that's just the name of the neighborhood. That's not the name of the company. Okay, but okay, that's what it said. So how could you do business, people? How could you do business? And you put your name out. You put the name of your company, telephone number, but no, sometimes people don't do that. I don't know why. Yeah, so it was some other business name, nothing even close to it, to what's on the internet. And they had, they sell motorcycles, and they only had one type of helmet, and not the one that I saw the man with. He said, oh, another location has it. So the moto guy brought me to the other establishment. And realized that they don't have the one that I want. And so then I'm giving another name. What was that? They said, we don't have that one anymore. We ran out or something like that. But such and such place, they have varieties. Go there. So it took a while. We eventually get there. And they don't have the color that I want. But I got a good one. Okay, in a nutshell, I got a nice one, a good, it covers the mouth. It's like a mouth guard. Yeah. Yeah, it's snug like a rug. Yeah, it's real snug. It's black, but look, it looks nice. It looks like it can take care of business. Yeah. So, yeah. So what I'm learning here is you don't know what to expect when you're going out shopping, getting things. Now I like the people here. I love the people here, and and I took things in stride. I said, it's a developing place. Just go with the flow. I like the people, and I like the people on the moto. So yeah, I had to pay a lot of money for the ride, but in American currency, it's not a lot. I know in New York, you're paying maybe 50%. I want to say 50 times as much. It's a big difference. So I said, keep things in stride. Um, just go with the flow. I got to see different parts of the city. Yeah, it's a developing place, but they have good hearts. I like the people here. They seem to like me. Come, let's go straight. Hello. Yeah. Well, they talk about Donald Trump on his Rwandan news. Yeah, I'm trying to get. Yeah, my antenna doesn't work at home to get the local channels. Yeah, it fell. It fell on the roof, and so I have to probably call that guy. Again, the guy who installed it. Yeah, he didn't fix it when he installed it the first time, and I didn't push the issue. But now that I think I want to start looking at some of the local programs to improve my Rwandan, like Kinyarwanda. That's the name of the language, Kinyarwanda. So yeah, I tried to use it the other day, and doesn't get a signal. So got to get that. Got to call the guy, get it fixed. So all that I wanted to get all that familiarity out the way, because what I really want to talk about women and their children. I was watching a program, and this woman by the name of Fumi, she's an African lady, West African. She's pretty funny. She's a very strong personality. But I like her class. She's intelligent. Yeah, she's Nigerian. Well, she has a Nigerian father, and uh, I forget, Ghana or Gambia, I forget. Morning. Good morning. But she did live in Nigeria for a long time. And she also lived in the States, the United States, for 15 years. Yeah, and she has her American citizenship. She speaks English very well. Very, very, very positive. But either way, she shared a video. Good morning. Good morning. Hey. He's getting there. He's getting a little better. There's still he still has to take medicine. Hey. Morning. Yeah, they help me out. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I hope I got them. The one in the orange helped me out. Yeah, they're good people. I like the people here. Let's see. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I like the people here. Yeah, the one in the orange. Remember I gave a story about I was being followed, me and this other lady. We were being followed by this pervert. And yeah, they didn't get the guy. They should have been able to track him down. It's not a big place. He had a special car, big vehicle. And the cameras here. Yeah, there are cameras here in Rwanda. Street cameras. So this road, I think at the end I think they have the camera. So either way, it is what it is. So anyway, good morning. So anyways, people, what I really want to talk about after I got all that familiar, stuff out the way. I want to talk about, women and their children. And I was just mentioning, I watched this program. The lady's name is Fumi, and she shared video content of a fellow YouTuber. It's horrific. And she shared two videos from the lady's channel. Her name is, the name of the victim is Isis. Her name goes by Isis. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go this way. Oh, it might be starting to rain now. Good morning. He's walking very slow today, my little doggy. So anyway, come on, let's go here. Morning. Maraho. So I have to keep aware of what's going on around me. Now there's more traffic, and I am on the street, on the corner, on the edge. I have to be aware of what's happening, and my dog. That's what's happening. I have to keep aware of what's going on, people. Okay. So, Fumi had shared video content from the victim. And she goes by the name Isis. And something to the effect, what's her name? Trophy Wife. Something with the name Trophy Wife, the name of her channel, the victim. And I want to talk about that name too. It's very important, what happened. And so, yeah, it's a light-skinned lady. She sports long hair. And I don't know what country she's from, whether she's from Africa or I don't know. But she's a very light-skinned lady. And first time I ever saw her content. So Fumi shared two of the ladies' content, Isis. And you can look for yourself. In fact, I want you and I encourage you to look at the lady's channel. It has the word Trophy Wife, okay? And she gives advice how women to get a man, the whole works. Being a single woman with kids and how to get a guy and things like that. Okay. It is what it is. Well, that's her channel. And so what happened? Now again, her channel is about teaching women what to do, what to look for. It was very revealing because she made mistakes, and she's hurting. When I got I'll have to pick up after my dog. Excuse me. What's wrong, pocket? I have to pick up after him just a moment. I appreciate your patience. Just take a moment, people. Good boy, Lavender. Good boy, you're a good boy. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, she's hurting, girls. And so when I saw the video, and then I went to the lady's channel to see it directly from her channel, and I wrote words of sympathy and encouragement for her. She doesn't need anybody to say anything on her channel, going through what she went through. So this is what she went through. Okay, I just wanted to give a little background on her, what she teaches on her channel, and what happened. She was a single mother with two kids, and she got pregnant at the age of 17 on purpose. I think two kids from the guy, or some guy. And but she, got, I guess, some type of education, whatever. And she said she was making $90,000, I assume American money, 90,000 a year, which is very comfortable, I think. I could live off of that. uh, so she wasn't begging for bread, but I questioned some of the narrative because her response was, well, she met another guy. She said, you know, I want to do better, you know, I'm lonely. And she went on a dating app. She meets a guy. Um, and she shared that she, she had, what was it? She lived in with the guy. I'm thinking, girl, you don't do that. You got kids, at least two kids from a another relationship. And you're going to move in soon with another guy. That's a no-no. Ladies, don't do that. Don't move in with any dude you don't really know. It didn't work out, and she moved on. And she meets another guy. Yeah, oh, yeah, I think like initially met man number one. Uh, it just lasted a short time, and then she met man number two. She moved in with him. Didn't work out. Then she gets in contact. Somehow she got in contact with the other guy. And she shared that lease was almost up. I guess she was leasing a residence. And she was inquiring about moving in. Girl, oh God. Or the guy might, or I forget how it worked, but you can just learn her video. But either way, her response, well, um, I want to be, um, something about that she wanted to be married before she, you know, something about marriage first before she moves in. Someone was saying, I forget which side was saying it. But either way, they were to get engaged, but they didn't know each other. Uh, so he offers to marry her, and she even bought a ring for him, a wedding ring. Girl, oh my God. And gets married within the year. But thing happened. She did say during the courting, he was charming and everything like that. And I guess it helped her channel and everything. And she said it was really nice. But not too long after they actually married, he rapes her. I think it said, like it had a caption on the top right, that she was raped by her own husband 4 times. And then fast forward in their so-called relationship or marriage, the lady, she had to change her daughters. Now she had gotten two girls in that relationship, that marriage. One was 2, maybe 2 and 4, something like that. And she was changing her little girl's diaper or something. She had something on, something like a panty or something. She was changing her daughter. And the daughter, she says the daughter seemed very sore down there. And she says, has anyone, mommy says, has anyone touched you down there? And the little girl says yes. And said who it was. And mother's horrified. So she was able to, she had to make up a story. Oh God. She had to make up a story. She has to be careful. And So the story that she gives him to excuse to leave the house with the kids, the four or five kids that she has. She has two boys from prior relationship, and then the two girls at least two girls. She says, "Oh, there's a for the Halloween party. I have to get their costumes for the Halloween." And so she goes, and they checked out. She went to the hospital, told what that girl told her, and she was examined. Both girls, there was evidence of tampering with, I'm trying to be very discreet here. And she said that, look, my channel is about being a trophy wife. Yeah, that's her persona, to dress pretty and all these things, very feminine. She shared a lot. Now, I commend the woman being frank. Okay, if your brand is about being the trophy wife, and the term trophy wife has a lot of connotations, people. It ruins everything. So she even said, I don't even know what I'm going to do with this channel, to just cancel or just change the name and do something else. I call this channel, trophy wife, such and such. She's crying. She's crying. I think it takes a lot of bravery to have a channel, to be and teach women how to get a man and this and that, and to have this horror. Yeah, he knew how to charm her, and she presented herself like a trophy. Look, what is a trophy wife? My understanding of what a trophy wife is a woman, usually a man desires a trophy wife. He's usually older. Oh, yes, and the guy is 20 years older than her. That's another mistake. Too much older than her. Not that it can't work, but because it sets that idea like you're the child. I'm 20 years older than you. And it's just I don't know. But in that man's mind, he's 20 years older. Means he has more experience, more control probably financially, you know what I mean? And even though she claimed she was making $90,000 a year, her response about one of the things, what was a key thing, that something about, evidently she couldn't afford rent. Because she said, oh, I'm moving with you. See, if a man knows that you cannot support yourself, and you're supporting yourself as a trophy, you're dehumanizing yourself. You are dehumanizing yourself as a woman. You're presenting yourself like a Barbie doll. Let's see, getting my bearings. Here you go. Oh, I passed. Okay, I was meaning to go this way. Come. I made the word. I got distracted. I was supposed to make a turn. That's okay. Sorry. I got so into what I was saying, I passed my stop, but it's all good. Yeah, I'll go on the other side. So, yeah, when you present yourself and you call yourself a trophy wife, and I have a story about trophy wife, of a former trophy wife that I know, but it objectifies a woman, and the age difference also. So you're presenting yourself like you need a guy to take care of you, like a child. And if you're perceived to be beneath a guy, He's going to treat you a certain way. But again, the idea of a trophy wife, you you are a status symbol. You're something to be looked at and to show off in front of other men that it is supposed to boost your status, your social status, that you have made it and you got an attractive woman that you can have on your arm, bring to important dinner parties. Let's say, you live in a community and you're eating out, and it's to boost his status, his thing, or shows that he made it. Says, look, guys, I made it. I have money, and I can get any pretty lady if I want to. Okay, so that's basically the trophy wife. She benefits only if he pays her. She benefits only if he pays her. Means pay her bills, has her in a nice home, buys her clothes, and vacations, right? So she plays her part, and but you're at his mercy because he's bored with you. He could get another woman, or he could get a dude, right? Yes, people, anything can happen. So, so she married a pervert. She didn't know him really. You meet a guy in 1 month, and you're discussing about marriage and this and that, and you got kids from another relationship. Yeah, sorry, dog coming. Yeah, people, I don't, yeah, that's a dog. The dogs here are big, the Rwanda dogs. Yeah, this was the street that the bird swooped down near Lavender's head. Oh, yeah. I feel sorry for the dogs here, the big dogs. They have sad eyes. But I'm not going to risk it with my little boy here. I love he's all I have right now. Yeah, I don't risk it with dogs, even in America. In America, I'm very afraid of stray dogs. Yeah, I remember there was a stray dog, it was a pit bull. A pit bull got escaped. And man, boy, I wanted to poo-poo in my pants. Boy, I was so petrified. I am very afraid of pit bulls. And yeah, it jumped the fence. And it's just walking around, and the dog, it turned out, had killed another dog in the neighborhood. Yeah. Oh, I was so petrified. Okay. Okay, I just wait till I get to the corner. So, okay. Yeah, there were a lot of red flags in the woman's story. Like the first guy, the guy, she says didn't feel comfortable with her boys. And she should have at that point just, leave and just, focus on her family. Your kids should come first. I do not have kids. I put that right out. I do not have children, human children. And even though he's my little fur baby, I don't want my dog. I'm very protective. And I feel very badly that the people that I paid when I first came to Rwanda, they were careless with my dogs. And that's why 2 of them died. And he's sick. He's still sick. He has to stay on medicine for the rest of his life. The immune system is attacking itself. What happened? What happened to little baby here? A little fur baby. Yeah, just keeping an eye out. We go over. Okay, put you down, girl. Yeah, these are my fur babies, and it's very wet out here. Yeah, I'm not gonna go far today. Yeah, I'll stay in this area. It just seems slower. Um, so what happened now? I'm sorry. Now, let me just get my bearing. Just trying to. Okay, sorry. I just had to maneuver a little bit. Okay, so I was a trophy wife. Now, she has kids from a prior relationship, and she's trying to push her kids. Sorry, she's pushing her kids on the guy. Not everybody's gonna like it as kids, you know. And it's exposing the kids to trauma, personalities. Take care of your kid. You say you make $90,000. I'm not trying to shit on her, but using reason. You make 90,000, 90,000, okay? But I gather she, to call herself the trophy wife, she wants to live a certain standard, to live a standard, a type of standard. And on her salary alone, she cannot do that. That's the other no-no. Live according to what you have. You make 90,000, live a $90,000 a year life with your children, comfortably. You know, you live where you could afford. So you don't have to have a man pay your rent or your kids. Your kids are your responsibility, or the father, you know. The father of those kids, okay, if you need, or what call it, child support, whatever. And again, she planned the pregnancy with her boy. She was 17 years old. And then she got her act together. She's, and was living, making 90,000. That's what she says. Don't have men around your children. Don't bring them in your house either. Find out what he's all about. Who's this man? Does he have kids? Does he have women on the side? You want to know all those things when you get involved with someone. And no, I'm not an expert about, I'm just a regular human being. I have a very diverse life. In the military, I live in different regions in the world, and you see the same crap. So I'm basing what I'm saying on my experiences and what I see, and what women tell me. Women tell me a lot of things, what's going on, because it's their life. They know, I will understand. I feel for these women, but it's the same mistake we make. And the mistake is, okay, you want a man to take care of you. Oh, you want the status. Oh, no, you can't go there. No. You're putting yourself out like an object. Oh, I want a man, I'm lonely. Yeah, I know about loneliness. I think loneliness is really boredom. It's not lonely, it's boredom. It could be you're bored. You want a purpose. And so, yeah, so many women, I mean, hear it. You just meet a guy, and then you're going to bring him in the house, engage in activity. Your kids see. What are you teaching your daughters? Oh, mommy brings home men. Or her boys. Oh, mommy says it's okay to go sleep around and have men in the house, do whatever, and then Then he leaves in that morning. Come on. Shallow. You got kids, don't do that. Go elsewhere. Don't expose your children to that. It's going to spare you a lot of hurt. You have girls. You have little girls. If that's not the biological father, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't want any man near my door. Now it turns out she shared a lot of stuff, and I commend her for her honesty. She was honest, and it's horrifying to hear her story because it was so candid, but it was. But she's sharing and she's telling the women the truth, what happened. So I respect her for that at least. You have girls and you expose them to a male, and a male much older than the lady. Some men think, oh, I'm in the power seat. And they think since I'm paying the bills here in this house and she says she's a trophy, whoever, I'm going to take what's hers. I pay him, and they take the girl's body. Not traumatizing those poor little children. Oh, it turned out, yeah, the woman herself, she shared also, and again, I commend her honesty. She was violated as a child by a neighbor. A neighbor's, I think a boyfriend or husband. And that she is a product of RAPE. Yes. She looks biracial, what they call biracial. A very light-skinned black person. Yeah. So she's a product of RAPE, and as a child, she herself was violated. And so it's like, I feel like was like a spirit attachment, a spirit of rape attached to her genetics. And I mean, that's just what it seems like that frequency of violation is attached to her. And I was violated also as a child. And I feel also that it seems like when people who are violated as a child, that frequency gets attached to them, it seems. And that they seem to act weirdos. They could be all polished and good looking, or even money on the outside, but they're fucking demons. Yeah, I met my demons out there. Yeah. And I had to live, when I was a little child, lived in a place that was very negative, and I was in fear most of my life as a child. Yeah, I lived with an abuser and someone who's an alcoholic at one time. And so when you're around and living around an alcoholic, and they have problem with their hands, the anxiety and the fear. Hey, yeah. It's something that that attracts perverts. They can smell out a victim, someone who was victimized, especially as a child. And so I have my experiences, people. I'll be 62 next month, and I experience a lot of things. And women also tell me a lot of stuff. So I'm appreciative that they shared with me. Hello. I appreciate it because it's teaching me what to for. So I'm not trying to poo-poo on people by sharing this. It is frustration, anger, because I know what's going on. And I did videos. about the subject of relationships and women here. I live in Africa now, and I'm so for all my I'm almost 62, and so with that experience behind me about life and women telling me what happens, uh, it staggers me when women come up to me and say, "Oh, why aren't you married?" Remember I gave that discussion? You think after almost 62 years that I'm race to try to get a man, knowing what happens. Yes, you have women that go out with men and they could this a child molester. I think I'm on a race. I'm too old for, I can't have children. I'm old. But in my younger days, I learned a lot. A lot of things happen. It doesn't matter what religion they are. Yeah, that was another thing. Oh, he said it was yeah, I think it was a Christian thing, dating thing. Some of the worst people are the so-called religious. Be careful of any man. Oh, I go to church every day. Don't trust them. See, you have some men who want to deceive these so religious women. You know who goes to church? Devils. Whatever your religion is. They're there. They're the first ones to arrive at your place of worship, the devils and demons. And these women, see, it's all for show. Oh, I got a good, godly man. A godly man doesn't have to say he's godly. By their fruits, you know. By their fruit. And charming, what are they charming about? Watch them. A good clue how a man is, or even woman, when they go to a restaurant. How do they act? How do they treat the waitress? Yeah. Let's go up here. Hey, vamos a ver. It's starting to drizzle. Yeah, I'm not going to go out, stay out late. So, I'm sorry. I'm distracted, things around me. Yeah, they know that, see, a deceiver looks and examines women's behavior. They study you. And they learn about what they say. They tell the woman what women like to hear. And they just repeat it. And if it works, they keep on the same MO. Oh, I go to, I'm a Christian or whatever with religion. It's any religion. Oh, so for the show. A lot of things, a lot of people go to a place of worship for show. They get all dressed up, he get dressed up maybe, and they play church. And they might dig it into an old lady who maybe she doesn't have a man to go to church with her, right? It's all show. Some of them might want to marry you right away because they want to control you. And they know a lot of women want to hear the word marriage. And in our black community, did you know that in the black community, in America, it's over 70-something% of the women have babies but are not married. And you go to the Caribbean, where I used to live also. Yeah, I lived in all different places, and it's the same BS with women. It's just like, nah. Yeah, same old. Yeah, they want to possess some of these weirdos, or they promise you marriage, and they dangle you. They might even say, oh, well, since I promised you marriage, I said I was going to marry you. Let me have some sex now, because I am going to marry you. And some women fall for it. And then once he gets it, he leaves. Okay? There's one woman that happened to. She shared her story. He had offered her marriage right away. He had sex with her and gave her AIDS. AIDS. Yeah. Yeah, she caught AIDS from that one experience. She was a virgin. He, so we're going to get married, just, I just, I think this, I'll marry you tomorrow or something. Had sex with her. And he left town. And shortly after that encounter, she's all embarrassed. A mutual acquaintance sees her, say, hey, I think you better go to the doctors, get checked out for, AIDS. And she did. Yeah, the person knew about that. She was involved with him, and warned her. And yeah, she got AIDS. Yep. So you have people who do tricks. Do scams to entice. It's raining now. Yeah, it's raining. They do things to entice. They study you, and they just keep on doing the same thing. So, yeah, don't expose your children, especially your little girls. But they can rape, excuse me, they can RAPE your little boys too. You got perverts of all types. They might like little girls, or they might like little boys, or both. They're just a fucking pervert. So yeah, I knew a trophy wife. She was my school teacher in college. She taught women's studies, because I made mention of her before in past videos. She was a very pretty white female, very, a trophy-looking wife, very pretty, young-looking, and she was the trophy wife. The guy that she married, she was the other woman that the husband was having an affair with. Yeah, she was one of those. She broke up a marriage or whatever. He marries her, and she took care of, he had a daughter from that union. She was a little girl, maybe 7 years old, and she helped take care of the girl. She considered her kid. They got along well. Then, as time went on, she noticed her husband's behavior was changing. And there was a group of women now she's a professional woman. She has her doctorate she's a psychologist. She has a she's a psychologist. And she has a circle of women friends. And they were comparing stories, what was going on with their guys. And so they noticed guys were dressing differently. They all of a sudden wanted to get a fancy car, all these things. And what was happening? She learned that her husband was having an affair with a young woman. Yes, she says she was that trophy wife. He had held her up in high esteem, publicly initially. She's young and pretty. Yeah, she was young. She was relatively young. She was like maybe in her 40s. Looked very young. Yeah, kept really nice. Yeah, she said it herself. She was the trophy wife. So status. And then the trophy wife became rejected, and the husband traded her in, so to speak, with an even younger woman. What goes around comes around. Yeah, so you trophy wives who ruined marriages, whatever, and think, well, I'm younger and prettier and this and that, right? Right? Yeah, you do that. Oh, some men like to get a new car, so to speak. There's some who like to trade it in every year, right? Yes. Yes, you might be younger and prettier. They get bored, men get bored easily. Yeah, he was going through, as my teacher said, a midlife crisis, middle-age life crisis. Yeah, he was doubting his manhood, he's still a man. And he felt like what he felt like and felt like he had to make himself younger, more powerful, get new clothes, get a new car, and attract younger women. Yeah. Another thing, Fumi, the lady that told me, it's a YouTuber, Fumi. She's the one that shared the story about that woman that I was referring to, who has a channel with the name Trophy Wife, and she teaches women how to be a trophy wife, how to get a man, and all this and that. She had, what was I going to say now? Oh God, I can't remember what I was going to say now. I'm sorry about that. But people, the money. Yeah, money. Fumi shared a story. Fumi got married late in life. And she shared that, yeah, I liked how Fumi, her wisdom. She said, now she married relatively late in life. She was, I think, married at 40. She said she didn't have sex with him until they got married. And before the marriage, both families had a meeting. They met and discussed things and to find out what each other thought about each other. Yeah, she did. I commend her. Because when you marry someone, you also marry into the family and you want to know. So I commend her. And they do have a child. She got her first child. She has her child at, she might have been 46 with her first, 46 or 49. Yeah, 49. Yeah. To be 49 with your first baby. Yeah. 49 years old. So her baby's about 5 years old now. And it was a concern that they had regarding, because she's busy. They have a nanny. They installed cameras in every room in the house and the bathroom. And they have a sensor. Yeah, because she also shared a story that someone kidnapped somebody's child. And when they heard that, they wanted to make protection for their new baby. Yeah, I have to get him over. Yeah, so they're afraid for their newborn. There's sensory pads on the crib that they have cameras in the room, but also, like, let's say the kid gets out of bed. Yeah, because what happened with the kid that was kidnapped, they were able, oh shit, almost fell. It's drizzling and it's a mud, and I almost slipped and fell. Okay. Okay. Yeah. How the person took the child, they opened up the window, the burglar, whatever, and they promised the child some candy. Hey, I got some candy. Come, come, come. And the child got out of bed and walked over to the window, got kidnapped. So when they heard the story, they wanted to prevent that from happening. So they have sensories on the beds. So if a child, if anyone gets off, leaves the bed, an alarm. If extra weight happens on that bed, it's an alarm. So it's like if an adult, bigger person comes and sits on the bed or leans on the bed, it's going to trigger. That means extra weight. As a kid weighs 10 pounds, and all of a sudden it's 20, 100 something. You know what I'm saying? So it triggers. I didn't know they had that. Yeah, to protect what is theirs. Yes. Yeah, people, you got to protect your family and plan. I mean, now the lady, the lady, the one that, now she planned her baby when she was 17, which was foolish. It's foolish to do that. See, she's hurting. See that spirit that's attached. Because she's a product of rape. That girl that shared the story that her little girls were sexually violated, and that same man raped her. They don't value themselves. I feel when you do that and you call yourself a trophy wife and you dress a certain way, there's nothing wrong dressing nice. But when you do that because you're trying to present a persona that you're something to boost up your ego. Love yourself. You're not an object. You're a human being with a soul. You are a spiritual being. And you're lowering yourself to present you like you're an object. You're not an object. Don't be an object of someone's affection that you're trying to get. It's very sad to be a product of rape. Oops, I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that word. To be a product of such violence is a tragedy. It's a tragedy. I'm going to move on the sidewalk. So here the girl learned of that. It's that to tell a little girl that she's a product of RAPE, that is horrible. Wow. How much do you tell a person about their birth? And if that birth is from a biracial union, yeah, because some things you can't avoid. Mommy, how come I look like this? And everybody in the neighborhood looks like that. Yeah. It's sad. Value yourself not because you match a guy or force into marriage or say, oh, I'm going to get a kid. She thinks by getting pregnant, going to keep a guy. I knew another lady, she was 17, and she told her mom, she was 17 or 19. She said, Mommy, when I get such and such age, I'm going to start a family, and you're going to take care of it. Could you believe that? But that's when she chose the phenotype of the man that she wanted, chose him, and did what she did to get it, and had her mom take care of the baby while she went to college. I don't understand that. Yeah, it was like a one-night stand. I don't know how. Yeah, but that's what she did. Ladies, please value yourself, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Value yourself. Your value is not based on a man liking you. Your value is not even based on the money. Money fails. And people call themselves trophies, keep on requiring more and more money. because they're basing the status on how much, and you're always going to be in competition with the other women. Again, men get bored, and they always want the new flavor. Have money. Oh yeah, the thing with money. Yeah. So Fumi, who's the one that shared this story with the YouTubers about somebody else. When she was to marry, now the two families, her family and the guy's family met, and she was to move to his country. She told us, have money. Anything happens, you have your own money. So she says she went to that foreign country with 70,000 American dollars. 70,000. Because she did not want, she knew, in any relationship, this, and plus if you go into a foreign country, anything can happen. They can leave you, they can die, anything. So she made sure she had money. Have a stash of money somewhere that only you know about. Have your protection. If you're that type of mentality, it want to be a trophy, whatever, you make sure you have emergency money. You have money for a lawyer. You better, if you want that lifestyle, you better have money for a good-ass lawyer, because you may need one. And this is another story. I used to live in Hawaii, and I met a woman who was homeless. I met her in church, and she was homeless, or had been homeless, and she was sharing her story with the church. She was a rich white woman from the suburbs of Chicago, and they had maids, servants. And the husband handled, it was a traditional house. The lady would be like in her late 70s or 80s by now. So she's old school, from the era where, traditional American households, the man works and the lady stays at home and takes care of the kids. Well, yeah, she had kids with him. And the husband left her. She didn't have money because he handled all the money, she said. He handles all the money. In today's day and age, you better handle your own fucking money. So either way, she didn't have money for a lawyer to represent her, and the husband took custody of the kids. She fell in despair, became an alcoholic, and became homeless. Okay, and this could happen. It can happen to anyone, white, black, yellow, red. And this was a white woman, used to the good things in life, in the suburbs of Chicago's suburbs. And the things that can happen to women when you think you got a good guy, and you may have kids right away because you want to try to keep him, you think, your logic, have babies, he'll stay. Well, men with money could get a lawyer and take custody of the kids. And it seems like when women lose custody of their kids, they really hurt hard. It hits them hard. I knew another lady in Hawaii also. She married a guy with means. It's a black woman. And she had some smarts to her. Allegedly she had this job with the Federal Reserve in New York, and the man took her kids. She fell on the deep end. affects women very, very deeply when they take your babies away from you. And then they become mental. Yeah, it could really traumatize a woman. I met another lady also in Hawaii. Yeah, a lot happened in Hawaii. Aloha to you too. Um, she wasn't married to the guy. She's from the Philippines. She wasn't illegal, it turns out. And back in her country, she had a kid um, with this guy, another Filipino. Uh, they moved to Hawaii with the guy's parents. And the guy cheated on her with a coworker. She became devastated and tried to commit suicide. And this was a lady that I worked with. She was sharp, she's a normal lady. But these stresses could happen, especially when you're babies. Yeah, her kids were like 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old. And she had a mental breakdown. Yeah, this was a normal lady. And instantly you can lose your mind as a woman. So here she wasn't married and living with his mother. Yeah, so of course she had to leave. She had to leave. So she was to move, she wanted to move in with her sister that's living on another island in Hawaii. And she started panicking because she was illegal. Yeah, it's like, she thought by just going on a plane that they'll find out that she's illegal. No, once you're in the state, you're in the state. You take a boat, but, you know, like a panic. She was having a meltdown, yeah. I got scared. 'Cause I didn't know what because she was a normal person. And she was out of her mind. I called the job, because, yeah, I was no longer at the job. So I called the job and said, hey, so-and-so's in the library here. She's acting weird. What's going on? Oh, and then they told me what happened. Oh, she tried to commit suicide. Her husband cheated on her with a coworker. And blah, 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 blah. Yeah. It could happen to anyone, ladies. It could happen to anyone. But in particular, when it happens to a woman, it's more devastating. So make sure you have your financials in check. You have money if you need a lawyer, money if you need a year's rent or something like that. You make sure you have. If you want to live that sleazy lifestyle of a trophy, whatever, you better make sure you have your dots, your dots, what do you call it, your T's crossed and your I's dotted. You better have it. And you better have at least a year's rent, money for a lawyer. You better have it. And live according to your means. Learn to live under your means. Yeah, because see, anything can happen. Anything. Again, I'm not trying to poo-poo that lady. It took her great courage to share with her channel. Again, her channel is about being a trophy wife and how to get a man, how to do this or that, right? That's her whole channel. And she admitted it. That the video came out 6 ago. No, not 7 days ago. I saw it yesterday. Yeah, it can happen. Yeah, people get silly. And looks grow old. you know? Live according to your means, lady. See, Hollywood likes to show all these falsehoods about these rich looking women. These women don't even own a lot of things that they even have. A lot of those clothes is on their credit card and they didn't even pay it off. So those clothes belong to the bank, you know? Cars depreciate. It's all about things, and that's the illusion. Live according to your means. Fuck everybody else about, oh, I want to look this way, that way. Yeah, I live here in Rwanda. It is a poor, what would be considered a poor country. There are a lot of poor people here. Poor women. Women that depend on assistance. They live according to the means, you know. Yeah, and the guys, like when I went out yesterday to shop around for a helmet, you just see a ton of women, babies on their back, trying to sell their fruits or veggies that's on the baskets on their head. Really living in squalor. There's no running water. Some of them don't even have electricity. And this woman was sharing with me, the guy, you know, got her pregnant, and she was asking to move in with me. I don't know her. I'm not trying to be rude. I don't know them. And even if I wouldn't want someone, I don't want that stress. Sometimes what can happen, and I shared this, you may have a so-called friend, and they're in despair. You're in despair. They're in despair, and they move in with you, and the guy tracks her down and could kill her and you. And I know a situation similar. I know a lady from the West Indies. I used to live in the West Indies also. She was a co-worker. And I saw her that Wednesday. That Saturday morning, she was murdered by her boyfriend. She had a court order of protection. He was to leave the island. He went to the airport. He changes his mind, back in the house, took a hammer and kills her in bed with the toddler there. That's what happened. Yeah. Knew nothing about her. She was a nice girl, too. She was a little older than me. It happens in every country. I'm not trying to poo-poo any country, and I'm not trying to poo-poo Rwanda, but I'm being real. You ladies, you gotta be more selective who you get involved with. You gotta be on top of it. It's horrible, the things I see, and they just destitute. I mean, God, they have some of the kids go around, give me money, give me money. That happens. When you have to have your kids try to get money, it's awful. It's awful, people. Empower yourself by empowering yourself through educating yourself, having your own money, having your own car, having your own dwelling. Shit, I better hurry up. Some people come. Yeah. Some people were walking, look kind of suspicious. Ooh, come on. Look kind of suspicious. Let me get in. Let me get in the house. These two guys staring. Yeah. Yeah. Come back in here. Yeah, even here, I gotta be careful. Yeah, there's some other things happening that I didn't tell you. I just found out. Okay. Okay, they're walking past that. Okay. Yeah. And even here, in Rwanda, I'm careful about a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of poverty here. And then, no, I'm not trying to insult somebody. Some people get offended if you say someone's poor. I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm calling it as it is. Let me just put this down. Okay, get my little boy. Good boy. Yeah, I'm just trying to be real. Get my little doggy's cold and leash off. Good boy. Yeah, you drink your water too. Okay. Yeah, go drink your water. Go drink your water. Aw. Okay, he's okay. he's acting silly now. Good. He's rolling on his back now. Good. He does that sometimes. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. He was walking very slow today. So I made sure I'll give him a lot of fuel, you know. Hold this up like he's uh, let's see. Okay. Yeah, people. I just want to keep it real. And see, people want to present and fool you that they're living a good type of lifestyle. And it's hard for many women. And again, I share you these stories because, see, it's not about race. I used to, it can happen to any demographics, anybody. Yeah, it happens to all types of women, white, black, Pacific Islander. Yeah, there are people out there who are hurting, and they get stuck. And here in Rwanda, because I had different neighborhoods, because we were shopping around for a helmet, I just looked at, I was very concerned. And what I also noticed here in Rwanda, and again, it's not passengers, it's just elevation. The men are the ones that have the transportation mostly, okay? And they're like motorcycles too, that people use for like the taxi. You have in lieu of a taxi cab, you have what they call a moto. A moto is a motorcycle, and no one on it, none. So you're going to depend on a guy to get you from A to Z. Have your own transportation if you can. I have my own transportation. I used to have my transportation, and I don't want the headache. Yeah, I used to live in the West Indies, and what happened in the West Indies, let me take my coat off. What happened in the West Indies, very sexist place. I was on St. Thomas, the U.S. Virgin Islands. Yeah, I learned a lot there. I was very, very young. I was 7 to be more specific, but I looked younger than my age. And women there, and now here it's part of the U.S. It's a territory of the U.S. like Puerto Rico. Yeah, Puerto Rico is right next door. And yeah, I had gotten my wheels. I bought my first car. I had to first learn how to drive. I got my license in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, and then I was saving up for my own car because they didn't really have good transportation there. They had like one bus, and it takes like 2 hours because they have to go like a big circle around the island to get to the city. So where I was located, it was going in away from town because they had to go all through the island, for me to get to work. And I'm trying to get this out. Yeah, so I was able to save up Uh, it took me maybe a year and a half to save up for a car. It could have been a year and a half. And they don't believe, the men there don't believe, well, some of the men, the insecure men don't believe a woman should have a car. They have an extreme misogyny there. And I bring my car to the shop. I knew when I got the car, it had a problem. I had some at it. I said, this is the problem. I said, okay. So I get it fixed. They don't want to fix it. They don't want to fix it. One guy, so-called person of the church, he had to put a air filter. He took out the filter, but he didn't put anything in, so it was empty. It is supposed to be, and this was an older man, and like a religious man, and he did that to me. I had to pay for something he didn't put in. That's the only thing he had to do. Put in the filter, and I changed the oil. That was it, and he doesn't do it. Another place doesn't do a thing. I had this leak. They just left the car. I went to get it, and they didn't do it. And they bring my car on a joyride, get in an accident with my car, and they drove about 100 miles. They said, well, how would you know how many miles? Well, back then, see, I was very anal back then. I kept record of everything. And yeah, this is the first time I was really alone, lived alone. I mean, I was far away. I lived in a foreign island. I'm from New York, and I moved to St. Thomas from the military. And no relatives, didn't know anybody, and yeah. So I was on autopilot. I was on survival mode. I didn't take I didn't do nonsense. I did what I had to do to, took care of my own bills, lived in a place where, where I could afford. Things were very expensive there too. But you have people who don't believe. They objectify some women. The island was more modern than here in Rwanda. It gets help with the federal government from the U.S. It's federal, they get paid in American money. Again, it's a territory of the U.S., so it has some infrastructure. It was a pretty place, but the life of the people there. And that's the same country that the guy took a hammer and killed my coworker. Yeah, I knew. I talked to her that Wednesday. Saturday, she was gone. She came to talk to me. She worked in the accounting department. She asked me to do a particular thing. I said, okay. And then she said that she even had a dream about me. It was funny about that. She gave me a mango. Yeah. And when that Sunday, she was dead. And on Monday, they had it in the newspaper. And the person I knew back then shared me the article. I think it was on front cover. She knew the girl too. Yeah. She was my coworker. She was maybe 3 years older than me. She had a toddler. And I don't know whether it's the guy's toddler, but she had a toddler. And the toddler was on the bed when the murder took place. See that? Yeah, they're very violent. Some places and some cultures are violent against women. They don't want you to have a car. They don't want you to learn how to drive. Yeah, this lady that I knew on the job, she was older than me. And again, it's a small island. Everybody knows everybody. And it was before I got my car. She drove me. We were neighbors. And I would go down the hill, and when she came out of her driveway, she would pick me up and we'd go to work, and I pay her weekly. Back then, it was $20 a week to share the ride. And she had to drive me up to my house when we came back. And I didn't know, well, we both didn't know, that on the hill where I lived, there was 3 houses on the hill. And it was a former boyfriend, I think her very first boyfriend. And she told me later on, I think the second time we went in the car, she says, I know him. Oh, what he did when she's driving up the hill. He blocks the car. He jumps in the middle of the road. It's just one road going up the hill. St. Thomas is a very hilly place. He jumps out and it goes like that, and he's laughing. And I'm just saying, boy, he's just clowning around, you know. He's married. He's married to this lady that I know. And I get out of the car, and I'm thinking nothing of it. I just saw he clowning around. And I think next time I saw her, she says, I know him. That was my boy. He was my first boyfriend. And he was very controlling. And he didn't like that. He didn't like that I wanted to buy a car. Yeah, this is years prior, maybe 20 something years prior. Yeah, so she's like in her 40s. And this is when she was like 17, 8, a young girl. Yeah, isn't that something? Yeah. Yeah, you have controllers out there. It happens to West Indies. It happens in America. It happens in Rwanda. People want to control. There's something else I have to share. Yeah, just keep it real. Yeah. I might have mentioned before that I was invited to a wedding. I had to cut off ties with the person that got married, the guy. I had, I would walk my dog, and it was a Catholic place, a Catholic school, I'm sorry. And the nun invited me in. She grabbed my arm, pulled me in, and to show me the facility. And I had one of the people there was a young man, and he showed me the grounds and everything, and spoke English like, very well. And he introduced me to the headmaster there, a female, and we just talked. It was wonderful, wonderful. A wonderful experience. The whole thing, they talked to the students, the little kids, they're from kindergarten to fifth grade, I think. It was wonderful, introducing to my dog and everything. It was back in February. No, March 2024. And so that was the first visit. Very cordial and everything. It was very nice. And then, I would have to go back, back. I took the same route, with my dog. And so I see him, by the school, said hello. And, he says, oh, I'm getting married, and I'd like to invite you. I was surprised. I said, wow, sure. And then, what else? Yeah, I go to the wedding, and, I had to back up a little bit. Before he got married, he said something. I'm trying to remember what he said, but it was a red flag about what it's about. I just remember him saying that, he chose her very carefully. He could be actually older than her. I don't know how old she is, but she's young, very pretty African woman. Let's see. Yeah, I met her for the first time at the wedding, and I congratulated them. It was very positive. It's just how he said it, and I felt that she seemed objectified, how he said it. And so so shortly after, the couple of weeks after they get married, I'm walking past, because it was some number of weeks I had changed my routes, and then I said, let me take the old route again, and then I see him, and I was surprised. He said, oh, me me and my wife, we want to come visit you, something like that. I'm thinking, you just get married. I don't. I thought maybe because I did give him a gift. I handed it to the husband. He was he at the wedding. He was standing by himself. I don't know, wife. I think maybe the wife was changing, and so I see him, and because I had to leave early, and I wanted to give him my gift to them. So I handed it to him and them to invited me for the wedding. So I thought maybe when he said, "Me and my wife want to meet you," where do you live? And it's just something uncomfortable. And he said, what was that now? I felt uncomfortable. Oh no, I think even before yeah. Oh, I remember. I almost forgot. Almost forgot. Before they got married, um, I had an issue, a family issue back home, and I was upset about something. And he says, "Oh, I'll come right over. I know how women get, and so I could, let me come over your house." I said, "No, no, no." I said, "I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't need you to come over." And no, I did not tell him where I lived. But I'm thinking, wait a minute. You, I don't really. I mean, yes, I met him at the school. He showed me the facility. I took to the nuns there and all that good stuff. But I'm not gonna have a man who's going to get married in a couple of months come over to my place because I'm upset. Hell fucking no. Okay. Yes, you have women who would do that because they're sleazy, but I like that. Um, so, and I'm really old fat. I mean, I'm really conservative at heart, really conservative. And I know if I were engaged to a guy, I would not want my man in some woman's house. Hello. Okay. So that was the red flag. So wait a minute. I'm thinking, wait a minute, why you're getting married? I really don't know you. Um, and yes, I'm upset about some bad news that I got back home, but I'm okay. And what do you mean? I know how women could get. What woman? What do you think about women? See, he's trying to set you up. See, yes, many times when women get upset about a trauma or something, and they think, oh, she's going to be crying, and I'm going to be there to comfort her. That's what's happening. That's what he thinks. And I said, no, that's okay. I said, I'm good. Okay. But I kept a mental note of that. And so then I go to the wedding and everything, give him the wedding gift. And then a couple of weeks after the wedding, I had gone up the hill and I see the school, and he's standing there. And he thanked me for coming to the wedding. And he says, "Oh, me." Oh no. The first thing he said, he says, "Oh, my wife is gaining weight." Oh, then he demonstrates like a big belly now. And it's only maybe 5 weeks the wedding. So I'm thinking, oh, so I thought, oh, she's pregnant. So, oh, you mean she's pregnant? No, 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 no. But she's getting so big and blah blah blah. And I thought, again, I'm old school, and I know I wouldn't if I just got married or even a boyfriend, I would not want to hear that my man is saying that I'm fat on getting fat. Now it's just 5 weeks. The girl, a petite, 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 real petite African girl, very tiny, very beautiful, and nowhere near fat. She might wear a size 0, size 2 in American clothes. I mean, tiny. She's short. Yeah, tiny, tiny girl. But she looks smart. She looked really intelligent too. Um, yeah. I said, oh, your wife, because it was the first time I'm meeting the wife, the wedding. And so when and when I gave him the present, I only he was there. She was, I think, changing. These wedding ceremonies, they change their clothing. They have one function, they wear one thing, and then when they prepare for another function for the wedding, they wear another outfit. So she was putting on another outfit. He already had on a new outfit on, and I was going to leave early. Yeah, it was a late start. It was in Rwanda, nothing starts on time. It was several hours late. Several hours late. I was told to get there at 9, and the wedding started around, I think, 2 o'clock. 2 p.m. Yeah, so it was many hours, and I wasn't feeling well at one point. Yeah, the sun was hitting on me. Either way, uh, so I'm seeing him for the first time after, some weeks after the wedding. And I said, thank you for inviting me again. I said, you have such a beautiful wife, And then he says, oh, yeah, that's when he says something. Oh, yes, I chose her very carefully. And I think, what kind of, I don't know, it didn't sit right with me. And then the thing about the belly, no, I doubt she's getting depressed. Probably she's getting depressed and eating was he's not being nice to her. That's what I suspect. And he thinks I'm one of those typical women that enjoy hearing men insult their girlfriends or their wife. No, I'm not that. I'm very protective over women issues. I'm very protective over women issues. Do not come up to me and say your wife is a fat cow or something like that, or she's ugly or whatever, or she can't cook. Do not tell me things like that because you're going to be on my shit list. Okay? So I'm like, so I initially thought that he meant that she's now pregnant, So, oh wow, so she's pregnant now? She's, oh no, 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 we just got married. No, no, she's not, she's just getting bigger. So I know he's not the type of man that respects women, okay? And I'm thinking, boy, who is this guy? Because my initial meeting, he was very nice. He was very, he's okay. But now I'm getting red flags from him. And so that's the second red flag. The first red flag, what was that? When he wanted to come over my house because I had gotten bad news, and then when he said, "Oh, I chose her carefully," and then oh, she's getting real fat. Okay, you're only married for 5 weeks, and you're saying that, and. And then the next time I bump into him going up on the hill by the pool, because they greet the people, they greet the students, and so he looks at the doorway with the nuns and everything. He's the only male there, standing there, and then they have security across the street. Um, he says, "Oh, me and my wife, we want to come by your house." So I thought, oh, maybe to thank me for the gift, whatever. But because of the other red flags, I said, oh, at this time, it's not a good time. It's not, yeah, and it wasn't, because my dog was getting sick again. And I was very distracted because I really wanted to focus on him. Um, so I tell him, I said, if anything, it's not a time for me to have guests, but you tell me where you live, and you have your wife, hear that, you have your wife contact me when to come by. But right now, it's not a good time because of certain matters that are happening. And then I decided for myself, hey, I'm not going to come up this hill anymore. I'm not interested in him coming over my house. I felt I was being set up. I felt that his motive was, I want to find out where this American lady with money lives. And so for him to come by, without his wife. No, I don't want where I live. So I changed routes. I didn't want to see him any, I didn't want to be a distraction, if that's what it was. Or maybe was he just having a little crush, or does he see me as an auntie? I don't know. I'm older than him. I assume that might be in his late 20s, early 30s. And I assume the wife is younger. So I changed routes, so I didn't see him. Oh, he texted me. Yeah, he has my number, and he texted me. Yeah, for when I bumped into him, and I didn't answer it. I didn't want to answer it. And then and then the last time I saw him, yeah, it was a couple of weeks, and then I forgot about Sometimes like when you separate from a situation, you avoid a couple of weeks and then you kind of forget and then you think everything's going to be okay. But I didn't realize the time. And it's the time that he would be there, when the are coming in. I said, oh, shit. And I couldn't avoid it because he saw me coming up the hill. So I just said, I just keep on going. Just say, wave high and then keep on going, you know. And he was talking to someone, a student or something like that. And when I got home, he had texted a crying face. It was a series of crying, I think you call it emojis of a crying little face. And he put maybe 5 crying faces. I said, uh-uh. So I talked to someone about it. Hey, look, this is happening. And I was advised to tell him to, in a nutshell, to fuck off, okay? So, I didn't want to say it quite like that, but yeah. So I text him back. I let a day go by because I wanted to really, think what you're going to say. Um, and basically, I chose the gentle approach in language to him, um, but to let him know that I don't remember exactly how, but in a nutshell, what I said was, um, I don't want to be a distraction to you, and I think you should focus on your wife, and I I will not be texting you, nor do I want you to text me. And if you by chance see me in the street, please don't talk to me. Just focus on your wife. I think, and I said, you will appreciate me for that. Focus on your wife, not me. So I will not be coming by. That's what I did. And I told him, don't call either. And I sent it. And on top of that, what I did, I, what do you call it? I blocked the calls so I can't get any phones or text messages from him. And then I changed my location, my walks. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was just that creeped me out. It just, um, I see the red flags. And when you like women who are traumatized early in life and different things, you become very desensitized. You become sensitized, and you could start to read clues, those minute things that many people would overlook. But to me, it's a red flag. Micro expressions, micro. I can I can pick them up many times, and it's like my body reacts. That's what I did. Yeah, yeah. Red flags. Listen to what people tell you. If a guy, you just get married, even if it's a woman that just get married, women too. When they start criticizing their spouse or their love interest, trying to bait you, they're baiting you. So they say, oh, he doesn't like his girlfriend or boyfriend or significant other. Oh, maybe I could come in there. No, don't do it. Because they'll do it to you. They'll do it to you. And many women especially think that, oh, to get a significant on the down low. Don't do it. If they do it to their wives or their girlfriends, they'll do it to you. Yeah, yeah. Hear them out. People, oh, I'll come by. Why? Why? You have a you have a fiance. Go over her house. I don't want to find out what he's interested in. I don't want to know. I will not have any guy in this place. No, is it judgmental? No, it's using wisdom, women. It's using wisdom. How many women out there that you know or you heard about that, oh, I thought it'd be okay. No, it's not okay. Especially if you're a foreigner. You're a foreign woman. They think many times how men think. Foreign woman, I want to get this. They want to know where you live, who lives with you. I have to be a little smarter about that. Start telling people, uh, hey, you have someone here. I'm not interested. I'm busy. I have somebody here. Yeah, yeah. Because some men just think that just because you're not married, that they have a right to access you. And some of them don't think that women are intelligent. And they just think, oh, women are dumb, and I'll invite myself. People say, oh, I'll come over your house. I said, no, that's okay. I don't need anybody in my house. I told another married guy. I went to a store, and we were talking. Again, I don't know this guy, but he's a store, a person in a store, owner of a store, a little shop, and I had to get equipment or something, and he spoke English. And he's asked, oh, if I could come by your house. I said, I don't have married men come to my house without their wives. And then he says, oh, well, what if my wife likes to go on vacation by herself, and, so what do I do? I said, well, I guess you have a long wait when it comes back. I'm not going to do it. See, they test you out too. See, they think oftentimes because you're a Western woman, you're foreign, and you're traveling by yourself. It's the mindset that many men around the world have. A woman that travels by herself is they in their mind that you're uninhibited sexually, and that they can get some sex from you. This is what they think, and this is what they're hoping for, and they can have their wife, and they think nothing of it. Think nothing of it. And this happens several times, you know. And again, you go to the store, and a lot of people own the places that they work at here, and they're gonna ask. It's just how it is, and it's sad. And it was sad for yesterday. Looking, yeah, I was in a different location, shopping for my helmet, and I see these women, and it's like, and you know that they're not making any money. They're not really educated. The women that do the farming, and a woman already shared with me that she was at her the guy, basically he got what he wanted from her. She got pregnant, and then now she had a second guy. She got pregnant from that one, and he used her. Yes, so you have women here. Yeah, she met the guy in the neighboring country. It happened to her in a neighboring country, and then she came back to this country, Rwanda. Yeah, so it happens all over the world. You have women getting involved with guys, and you can't afford a lawyer. There's no rights for you. And I was told that I didn't know about this, but historically, a woman was telling some of the culture here that they said is when a woman gets married, I guess in her parents' generation, um, you a woman, the wife is not allowed to give the husband to speak her husband's name. I said, wait a minute, but why can't? It didn't make sense to me that the step between male and female, that he's better than her, and she's not good enough to speak his name, like his first name, whatever. She has to call him some other type of, like, I don't know whether to should say master or something like that, but something names like that, more like status. Yeah. I said, are you serious? She says, yeah. Oh, her mom and that she couldn't call him by his name, but some husband or some. Yeah. So yeah, she told me that about 5 months ago. Yeah, I was surprised. Um, so I see things kind of in a different light about being here, and that, see, you may have someone who maybe they get a little education, they're able to afford maybe a little bit of clothing, but it doesn't stop what they are up here. A man's car, a man's shoes, a man's clothing. It's just that. It doesn't talk about his character nor his upbringing. If they value you as property, that's it. Yeah, so I'm not in any rush to um, mm, to date someone um, of a different culture than my own. I would prefer someone from my own country, my own that demographic. Yeah, I because it is what it is, and I don't want to be a meal ticket. People see what they want to see when they see me. You know what I mean? And they may feel that, hey, that's a meal ticket to get out of Rwanda or get out of poverty, whatever. And they're going to think they own you. And in some cultures, women, you have to be careful because in some cultures, some countries, women don't have the same rights as men. And whatever that you come in that relationship, he owns it. You got money, it's his money now. You got land, it's his land now. You better, before you marry any foreigner, you better find out about the culture, read up on the culture, um, know what is his background? How does his parents treat each other? You better find out. Um, yeah, property and status. What expectations? Are you expected to stay at home? Um, Money. Who controls the money? Who controls kids? In some cultures, those kids are the property of the guy and not the woman. So you can't. So if you get divorced, it's his. You better find out. Yes, uh, marrying a Western woman in a country of poverty is a meal ticket out for some people in their mind. Yeah, be careful. Be careful. That's all I can say. I like to go out. I love to meet people and talk, but I have to learn the reality of certain things. Yeah, the honeymoon is over. The honeymoon was over for me here. I think it was June or July. Yeah, just something that I saw, and it affected me. And I did make mention about that in a past video. Yeah, take care of yourself, ladies. Take care of yourself. Spend your money wisely, um, and be aware. Yeah, I'm aware here about situations when I was followed in a car, and there's another lady. She's yeah, yeah. The honeymoon is over, and be careful. People see what they want to see. Oh, I almost forgot to make mention that. How could I forget? There's so many things in my mind. Um, yeah, women, be careful. There was an how much to say? The groundskeeper. Well, we have a groundskeeper here. The owner has a groundskeeper. They give the garden, and he's married, and his wife lives in another location, far from here, like maybe 4 hours, at the edge of the country. And he's taking care of his wife. His wife's extremely ill. And um, a couple of weeks ago, he has an adult son, and he was to temporarily replace him while he goes takes care of his wife. I didn't know he was going to do it right away. But yeah, I didn't see him for a while. And then the son, um, what I learned yesterday, um, the groundskeeper, um, the old, the father, his wife may not make it. She may not make it through the night, I heard. I feel badly for that. And then the son, the son, he's in jail for some type of crime. And when were they going to tell me? I think it was like, I forget what the last time I saw him. It might have been 2 days. I know I had an appointment that day, and then I saw him. So maybe 3 days ago, 2 days ago. But yesterday morning, I know, because it wasn't cleaned outside and everything's locked up. So I said, oh, okay, he didn't come home or whatever. He's not here. And maybe he went shopping, I don't know. But no, yeah, so I text I had to tell the management of this place. Or at least she used to act as management. And she lives right next door. And I said, hey, I didn't come back. The groundskeeper, the son, the lights, like the floodlights for the garden, um, it was left on. That's why I realized he never came back. So I wanted where the switch was. It turns out the switch, according to the owner of this place, it's in the guy's room, where they sleep. And it's locked. Yeah, I don't have the key. So I know next time I have to get the key into his room, because if something happens and he can't, I have to turn off the lights. You pay for that electricity. Yeah. And it looks bad. You don't want something like, if something is left on and never turns on, hey, no one's home and they're just leaving it on, and hey, the house is empty. They could burglarize. And that's why I told the owner, I said, hey, want the people to think that no one's home and burglarize the place. So yeah, so the management says, oh, okay, so and so's wife, she may not make it today, and she may not live today, and the son is in jail. Wow. So he has the keys to that room. Wow. Second time someone I heard is in jail. Remember that there was a taxi driver, and he took advantage of the situation, and he didn't want to pay me. Yeah. And his company that he works for, oh, he's in jail. Wow. Yeah, I better be very careful. I don't know what happened, and and shame on that manager for not, the manager's a woman, and she's the one that wrote up the contract for me to stay here, and she doesn't have the decency to tell me he's not there, because to warn me, hey, he's in jail now. We're going to get another replacement to continue doing the lawn, because I'm paying for it. I pay for everything here. See, see, even some of the women are inconsiderate to another woman. Very inconsiderate. A washing machine. They set up a washing machine in the guy's bedroom. Hello. And they have children. They have little girls themselves. Would you want your little girl to go in a man's bedroom, try to do her laundry? They're fucking idiots sometimes. Yeah, I say that because that is fucking idiot. See, when it happens to them, they're gonna, what do they think? What do they think about? You really start to wonder. at times, yeah, the honeymoon's over. You really start to wonder the mindset of some people and other women. You should have known the groundskeeper is not going to be there because he's in jail. So they said, "Oh, would it be okay to bring so and so?" I said, "Well, is that so?" Because I said, "I don't know that name. Is that the same so and so that was a temporary replacement?" Because yeah, because the father, the groundskeeper, the father, there was a emergency he had at home. Forgotten his wife. Wife was very sick. Um, so they needed someone to fill in briefly until it comes back. And the guy comes, he doesn't do any of the chores, and he's doing his personal laundry. And then in the morning, say, uh, this power drink just lying on the ground, on the garden. You pig, I live here. This is not the garbage. This is not a garbage room. Pick it, yeah. These young guys. Yeah, and he comes on the phone. He has his phone. So he comes on. He said, "Oh, he'll work the night shift. So he'll arrive around 6 p.m. or 7, and he does no work. There's no work done. And then in the morning, you have a bottle of energy drink, and then he has his personal laundry. I contacted the management, said, "Hey, he arrived, but nothing was cleaned, and he has I want him to put his laundry where I put my laundry." They're really, some things are really incompetent, how they feel. I think it's just how they feel. And he's a young fellow, he's probably in his 20s. Yeah. And the other guy, the son of the groundskeeper, he could be like in his 30s or something like that. Yeah, he's a little older. So it is what it is. And some people may feel they can get away with certain things because you're a woman, you're single, and just in consideration. And I think partly because of culture or cultural beliefs. So they just don't give a shit. I don't know. So yeah, the honeymoon is definitely over. And as a woman, as a single woman, yeah, you have to keep aware. Um, and don't let people know where you live, and don't let people think you live alone. Sometimes you have to say what you have to say for your protection. Yeah. Um, Yeah, it's the signs of the times, people. It's the signs of the time, and women have to be honest. Remember, I did that video a couple of weeks ago that women aren't honest with other women. Remember that video I did on the balcony? Uh, yeah, some women, excuse me, some women do share. Like early in this live stream, I about the YouTuber who named, she goes by the name Isis, and a channel name something with the name being a trophy wife. Yeah, don't call yourself any trophy wife. Don't try to act like Barbie doll. It doesn't work. It's a vision. It doesn't work. It doesn't protect you. And as I shared in this live stream of my school teacher, who is a psychologist, that means has a doctorate in her field of psychology, therapy, we call it psychotherapy. And she became a wife. She stole the husband of the first wife, and then she became the next victim. The husband got bored with her and got an even younger woman. And she's the wife who's sharing this story. My teacher hates men now. And yeah, she was teaching a woman studies class. Yeah, she became the victim. So you think that, you can get away with it, that, oh, you're younger and prettier. There's always someone younger and prettier. And as I also mentioned in the story with regard to that lady, the trophy wife, she married a man that raped, that RAPE her, and then also uh, SA'd her two little girls, 2 and 4, and she has little, and they suggested that she also bring the boys to the hospital to see if they were SA'd. Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, people want to live a certain life, make people think they're living a good life, but she was brave enough, and I commend Isis for being real. She has to again share what happened to the husband. Is he in jail now? Yeah, she didn't mention that. Yeah, so my heart goes out to that woman. And if you watch the her channel, uh, there were red flags what she did about certain when she married when she met the guy and married. Yeah, there was some red flags. Please, and I reiterate, do not expose your children to men inside your house. Do not do it. They're from another union. Do not have take your job is to take care of those kids. Those kids came first. Let them mature. Go away to school. You want to get your groove on later on when they're at your college, your kids, whatever. Hey, go for it then. Don't bring trash in your house and expose your little girls or your little boys to that mess. Your job is to take care of your children. That's your first responsibility. Get your groove on later. Okay. So that's my story, and uh, yeah, we women have to teach other women and let them know what's going on. And yeah, it is always things you have to be careful. Being a single woman, because culturally, some men may feel they can take advantage. It's their right, to feel. Yeah. Keep your locks on your door. Lock it up. Lock up your house. Yes. Yeah. So thank you again, and I'm gonna feed my little fur baby, and gonna just relax, watch some video. Oh, let me show you real quick my helmet. Let me hold on just a sec. Ta-da! Yeah, this is my helmet. I just got it yesterday. Yeah, because here in Rwanda, you have what's called the moto. Look at it with the front. Yeah, it's a good. They say it's hard. Yeah, they have the cheaper ones. He said, this one is better. Yeah, and it has that mouth guard thing, so it blocks you, for your teeth. Your mouth is here. It has the thing, and then you can open it. And then there's another thing here. Let me get it. How does it open? It's something here. Let's see. Okay, see that? So open. See that? So it's like a little like glasses there. It's the actual shield. Like, how to put it down. See that? So it's a double shield. So your mouth is protected, everything. Yeah. Now, I wanted the one in white. But the black would do. Okay. Because I wanted the light colors because if it's dark outside, I want them to see that's on the motorcycle. You want something that's going to reflect. At nighttime, when it's dark, I wear light colors. I don't want to get hit by a car. So, yeah. So it took me 4 hours to try to get the thing. Yeah, ladies, get your own transportation if you can. Right now, yeah, I mentioned I don't have my own transportation. I don't want the headache. If you can afford to get a taxi or moto, do so. But empower yourself with the ability to travel, that you don't have to ask a man to do it for you. You know what I mean? So Yeah, empower yourself. Have your cash. Have emergency cash. Uh, yeah, have emergency cash if you need to get a place. Your man cheats on you or beats you or violates your children, um, you get out of there. You get out of there. Okay? Yeah. Be smart. Don't be a trophy anything. Be a human being. Be a smart woman. That's impressive, okay? Thank you again for listening to me on this live stream. Play it safe. And again, we all make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes, okay? I've made plenty of mistakes in my life. And I still make mistakes. But once you learn, teach others, tell others, so that they don't make the same mistake, okay? Yes, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Peace, love, and joy to you, wherever, what country you live in. Yeah, you can share below what country you live in, and share if you have experiences about certain things, what happened to you. Okay, take care, and until next time. Okay, bye bye.